If you stop to watch this video at one point, then please tell me what the reason was so that I can improve. Otherwise, hi and welcome. I'm trying to learn biochemistry today, carbon and its functional groups. And after we've done it, we're going to do shoulder impingement training. And if you participate in the shoulder impingement training, then it's at your own risk. And this is no medical advice. And we're talking probably about internal anatomy. I haven't read it, I have no idea what it's written here. I just try to read it and to understand it. Carbon and its functional groups. Carbon has several properties that make it particularly useful to living organisms. Okay, carbon is useful for the human body or other ones because of some things which carbon can do. For one thing, it can form bonds with 1 to thousands of other carbon atoms to produce large molecules that can have many different shapes. Okay, one carbon atom can come together with another carbon atom, and there's now a carbon with 2 atoms. But it can also form with completely different other ones, and way more, and form no other types of molecules. So it's able to play together in small teams or in big groups, and depending on what task this has, they can do now different things. This means that the body can build many different organic compounds, each of which has a unique structure and function. Moreover, the large size of most carbon-containing molecules and the fact that some do not dissolve easily in water make them useful materials for building body structures. So because they can make small ones, they can have teams out of 2, teams out of 50, 100 or 1,000. And some of them are good for some things. They have a unique structure and also function. And that means some are not dissolving in water, for example. So like fat is not dissolving in water, sugar is, for example. And carbon, they can come together in different types of teams. If they are, let's say, 5 together, they sink down. But if they're coming together with 1,000 people, the one on the top doesn't sink down because they're lying on the other ones. Organic compounds are held together mostly or entirely by covalent bonds. Okay, they're held together by covalent bonds. We have to go at one time back in biochemistry and do covalent bonds, what they are. They hold together by covalent bonds, very old ones. Carbon has 4 electrons in its outer valence shell. Okay, carbon has 4 electrons. It's the carbon atom, and the carbon has in the middle the atomic nuclei with the neutrons and protons, the 4 protons, and at the outside it has its 4 electrons. 1, 2, 3, 4. Other atoms have different amounts. Hydrogen has 1 and so on. And other atoms have 20, 30, whatever. It can bond covalently with a variety of atoms, including other carbon atoms, to form rings and straight or branched chains. Okay, it can form together with other carbon atoms. One carbon can come together with another carbon. But also with other elements. And they can come together and make a ring, one carbon, one carbon, one carbon, one carbon, or also strange and unique formed branches with chains. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. When they're setting to the side of them. I don't really understand it, but all these graphs which are so often shown, or illustrations, maybe they actually make at the end of the day sense and actually how it works. Other elements that most often bond with carbon in organic compounds are hydrogen with 1 bond, oxygen with 2 bonds, and nitrogen with 3 bonds. Okay, it can also easily come together with hydrogen, with oxygen, and with nitrogen. And it makes them, yes, hydrogen has only 1 electron. Hydrogen is H1. It's the first element. So it has only 1 electron, so it makes 1 bond to one of the electrons of carbon. But also does it go together with oxygen? It has 2 bonds, wherever oxygen has 2 bonds. And it can go together with nitrogen, 3 bonds, and sulfur. Now the next thing. Sulfur, 2 bonds, and phosphorus with 5 bonds occur less often in organic compounds. Additional elements are present, but only in a few organic compounds. Okay, just other types of bonds. The chain of carbon atoms in an organic molecule is called the carbon skeleton. Okay, if there's 1 carbon, another carbon, another carbon, another carbon, another carbon, that is the skeleton of the carbon skeleton. Most of these carbons are bonded to hydrogen atoms. Attached to the carbon skeleton are distinctive functional groups in which other elements form bonds with carbon and hydrogen atoms. So the first thing is, most of these carbons in this carbon skeleton of carbons next to each other are bonded to a hydrogen atom. And to this carbon skeleton with all its carbon and hydrogen atoms, there are no other elements attached to it, and that forms now a functional group. Maybe carbon and hydrogen can work good together, so that they are two there. Someone can bond with one arm with hydrogen, with the other one with a carbon. And when they are a functional group, why? Because now, together with 3 makes the charm, and now we are ready to make some actual work. Each type of functional group has a specific arrangement of atoms that confers characteristic chemical properties upon organic molecules. So there are different elements now. It seems to be that I'm going over that hypothesis. One carbon can bond good with another carbon, but also hydrogen can bond good too. And if there's at one side a hydrogen and the other side a carbon, other elements, third-party elements, can easily dodge onto these two. And now, whether what type of element is dodging there, that gives it the possibility to do different tasks in the human body. Table 2.5 lists the most common functional groups of organic molecules and describes some of their properties. Hydroxyl, ROH. Alcohols contain an OH group, which is polar and hydrophilic due to its electronegative O atom. Molecules with many OH groups dissolve easily in water, but where's the carbon? Okay, carbon note. O, C, R, or OCRH. So we're having O oxygen, C carbon, R whatever, and H the hydrogen. Ketones contain a carbonyl group within the carbon skeleton. The carbonyl group is polar and hydrophilic due to its electronegative O atom. Aldehydes have a carbonyl group at the end of the carbon skeleton. So carbon can come good together with other elements. With the hydrogen, now it's good for another element. And these three together are now the type of stuff, an element. For example, something like hydroxyl or sulfhydride or carbonyl or carboxyl, ester, phosphate or amino. They are all without carbon, whatever. Because organic molecules are often big, there are shorthand methods for representing their structural formulas. Figure 2.5, that we were just, shows 2 ways to indicate the structure of the sugar glucose. A molecule with a ring-shaped carbon skeleton that has several hydroxyl groups attached. So as we see, even to the side VH and the other one to the other side and R to VH. Small organic molecules can combine into very large molecules called macromolecules. And macro means large. And micro means small and micro large, probably. Macromolecules are usually polymers. Poly means many and mers means parts. Large molecules formed by covalent bonding of many identical or similar small building block molecules called monomers. And mono means one. When 2 monomers join together, the reaction usually involves dehydration synthesis, the elimination of a hydrogen atom from one monomer and a hydroxyl group from the other. Macromolecules such as carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids are assembled in the cell via dehydration synthesis. We had with the fatty acids, with the lipids in the previous part. The water part goes out, and now they're coming in there, and they're holding these 3 fat things and the carbon backbone. Was it carbon again? Macromolecules such as carbohydrates, lipids, proteins, and nucleic acids are assembled in a cell via dehydration synthesis. It is also possible for macromolecules to be broken down into monomers via hydrolysis. Molecules that have the same molecular formula but different structures are called isomers. the same. These are the same. For example, better than isometric exercises or isometric exercises. Because the body's not moving, you're doing just an isometric exercise. For example, the molecular formulas for the sugars glucose and fructose are both C6H12O6. The individual atoms, however, are positioned differently along the carbon skeleton. Okay, glucose and fructose consists out of the same material. It has 6 carbon atoms, 12 hydrogen atoms, and 6 oxygen atoms. The only difference is that they are chained in a different manner. That makes a bit sense, but it's another thing they're chained differently. But what is it actually doing and making the difference, making it another element? What if there's something like that goes wrong? Just this medical question. What if happens if something like that goes wrong? If it's another whatever, because it's different sort. What if accidentally sorting goes wrong because someone is... I don't want to spread animals. What if something is accidentally mixing? Can this cause some type of problems? And the other thing is, why is it now another element because it is sorted differently? Is it now reacting differently? Let's take that example. Imagine they sorted it away that in the middle are all the hydrogen and the outside the oxygen. Now oxygen has a number of types of electrons, let's say 6, I don't know it. And with its 6 electrons it cannot bound together to another atom. The hydrogen in the middle also would be able to bond easily, but it's all in the middle. It's the wrong way. The elements at the outside which cannot take hold onto the other stuffs around it, and so the thing never gets hold somewhere. That makes sense, but... Okay, whatever. We're going to continue here at the same place. We're going to read the last part of this again. I read now fast through, we don't have time. We're going to read the last part again, and then we're going to read all of these 2 pages also in the next part. That means, if you were here for biochemistry, you can go directly to the next part of biochemistry, where we're going to read that again and something additional. If you stay here and participate in the short impingement training, then it's the default. Okay. Put this in stance, and we're doing short circuits. And now, front. And now, long arms with strong fists, goes far back for shoulders as you could. High up, and front, down, up, back, down, front, back, down. Long arms, strong fists, shoulders down into the rib cage and together with the shoulders and turn the arms to the inside. Arms down, together, shoulders, arms to the inside. Shoulders also together and down. Arms to the outside, shoulders down and together. Arms to the inside, shoulders down and together. Arms outside, shoulders down and together. And now the arms to the side, a bit in front, hands from the fists, a bit in front with the arms. Back together with the shoulders, with the shoulder blades. Back with the arms, shoulders up and in front. And arms in front, shoulders back and down. And together. Last time, arms back, shoulders up and in front. Release. Lift the arms up. And if it is painless, lift the shoulders up and let it go down again. Arms up. One more time. Arms up. And down. Arms together, down to the outside. Down in. And now. The Sunday. No, yes, the Sunday. Have something with a long arm at the outside and then fall down, something which can easily fall down without causing damage to itself, something else. Hands on the other side. Middle follow. And the last exercise, stretching one arm in front, shoulders back and down. Pull the arm and have your fingers. Try to relax the arm, go with back of the shoulder, turn forward to the sky. Other arm in front. Shoulder back and down, pull the arm and have flat fingers. Try to relax the arm, go back with the shoulder, turn the palm to the sky. It was the short and painful training. I thank you very much, and until next time.